Hi, so in the last video I was just giving a bit of background about my story, how I came to find the alkaline diet and where I started from, because I started from a very unhealthy place. In the last video I explained about how when I was at university I was drinking lots, I was smoking, I was very unfit, and by the end of university I started making some good changes. So when I left university in 2001, I moved back home to Devon and joined a gym there, local YMCA gym, and continued my running. By this point, I was running kind of 5 or 6 miles on a treadmill every few days and cycling out in the woods and really making some good changes to my diet. And I remember one of the trainers at the gym, a lady called Nasso, who I still see out running now, she said to me, she said, "Laura, why don't you enter the half marathon?" And I said, "Nasso, I can only run 5 or 6 miles. I'm not fit enough. I'm still a new runner." She said, "Nonsense. Enter that race. You'll do really well." So I thought, okay. But because she had faith in me and she said, "You'll be fine," she reassured me. I did. So I entered my local half marathon and ran it. And I was going to say loved it. I did. I really enjoyed it. It was a struggle. My first half marathon, I really ached for a few days afterwards. But I was kind of bitten by the bug, and I went on to run that race about another 6 times after that, year on year, and did a pretty good time. As my best time for half marathon is 1:40, which is not too bad at all. So I really continued with my running and fitness and found it to be enjoyable, fulfilling, kept me on the straight and narrow with health. What I found was, after a few months of moving home from university and still running on the treadmill in the gym or running outside, I would then leave the gym, have my shower, leave the gym and go outside and light up and smoke a cigarette, which was ridiculous. So I gave up smoking. I read Alan Carr's book, The Easy Way to Stop Smoking. If you're looking to give up smoking, please read that book. It's fantastic. Gave up and have not looked back since. So I've been a non-smoker for 13 years now and feel wonderful. So by this point I'd been researching lots and lots and lots about nutrition and applying it to my own life. Because I was now an athlete, I was tweaking my diet here and there and measuring the results. So I found that, for example, going on a higher protein diet for a while didn't do me any favours at all. I felt sluggish at the gym, my running performance went down. When I switched back to a higher carbohydrate diet with, again, lots of fruits and vegetables, that worked for me. So I continued on that vein. Also, I learnt the power of a calorie, which unless you're doing a lot of sport, it's hard to really comprehend the value of the foods we eat in terms of the calories. Because before, I could easily eat 400 or 500 calories and not even think about it, think it's a small, moderate meal, which it is. But 500 calories represents 5 miles running on a treadmill, which is about 50 minutes of hard graft on a treadmill, right? So I became a lot more in tune with my body. I would listen to my body and be able to notice what was working with nutrition and food and what wasn't. And just the power of not overindulging by eating too much of the wrong foods, because I knew that if I wanted to remain trim and get slimmer, because by this point I was losing a bit of weight and I was keen to get down to an optimum weight, I knew that if I ate that chocolate bar at 300 calories, that would be 30 minutes on a treadmill. So it made me think twice. So yeah, carried on researching, carried on running, loved it. In 2000 and between 2004 and 2005, something quite amazing happened. I signed up in 2004 for the Paris Marathon, trained for that marathon and ran it. My first marathon, very much enjoyed it, and decided to do it again the next year. Now, between 2004 and 2005, I really honed in on my diet and really just focused on eating a lot of fruit and vegetables and minimising junk, minimising meat, dairy, other processed foods. I'd obviously given up smoking. I virtually gave up alcohol, no fizzy drinks, anything like that. So my diet was very, very good. And between 2004 and 2005, My training wasn't doing a lot more miles out on the roads or on the treadmill, but in 2005 I was able to knock a whole hour off of my marathon running time, which, speaking to other members of my running group who I went to Paris with, they were just dumbfounded. They said, you hardly ever hear that in the running community, of knocking a whole hour off my time. So I went from 4:48 in the first year to 3:48 in the second year of running my marathons. So that was fantastic. And 3:48 for a woman is a reasonable time. It's a pretty good time. So that again reassured me that I was on the right path with my diet and health, so continued. Now in 2000 and, but by the end of 2005, because I was so now into diet and health and nutrition and fitness, I felt like I wanted to give back and do this in a more meaningful way, and my career should be revolved around helping people with their diet and health, because I felt like I was on the right path and I could help other people. And I was speaking to a lot of people around me, friends and family, and giving them kind of tips and things, and I wanted to provide value in a bigger way through my job. So I applied for and got a job as a medical health research manager in my local health organisation, big health organisation in the UK. And I worked there for 2 years. But what I found was, having gone in there thinking that I'm going to make a big difference in health in a positive way, I quickly realised that this wasn't going to be the case. The organisation I was working for is set up to make money for the drug companies, for the consultants, for the people. Look, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but it's not really in drug companies' interest, or people providing long-term medicines and things. It's not in their interest to cure disease, right? Because what happens when you cure disease? The funding stops. Okay? So I'll leave that point with you and let you kind of think about that on your own and maybe do some more research. But for that reason, I realised I was working for, in my view, a very sinister organisation. And if you want to find out more about my experience in this organisation, then I suggest you get my 10 Mistakes report, because I talk a bit more in depth in there. So I was offered, when my 2-year contract finished, I was offered a renewal of that contract, and I turned it down. I knew that I couldn't make a positive difference in the world in health working for this organisation. So I vowed then and there to set up my own website, hold my own health events, and promote natural health, not promoting disease and drugs. So that's what I did. I left and set up alkalinediethealthtips.com. Now, in 2008, I went to a seminar in London, an Anthony Robbins seminar. He's the big American guy, the motivational speaker. He holds a fantastic event called Unleash the Power Within. So I went to that event in the Excel Centre in London, and with 12,000 other people. And after spending 3 days of fire walking and doing all this interpersonal work and motivational stuff and all that, on the 4th day, he talked about, in order to live our highest life and to do all the things we want to do in life and achieve all the things and give to all the people we want to give to, you need to optimize your diet, and you need to eat a specific type of diet called the alkaline diet. What's the alkaline diet, I thought? So this is before I set up my website. And having listened to him and a couple other speakers explain it throughout the day, I realised that the alkaline diet was the diet that I had been on and found to be the best diet for me over the past few years. So I was enthralled by this. I thought, this is amazing. It's called the alkaline diet. Basically a fruit and vegetable based diet. Fruit and vegetables are alkalizing to our body. Meat, dairy, processed foods, junk foods, alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, all that stuff is acidifying. So this term, the alkaline diet, basically encapsulated everything that I've been doing over the last few years and was thriving on. So this was fantastic. And I realised, looking around me, that all the people at this seminar kind of understood it and they got it and they're engaged. So they left and they wanted to find out more. And the people around me, I was kind of saying, well, giving them tips on how to best apply this diet. And I thought, you know what, I need to serve this community of people and a wider community of people who are interested in health, who want better health, who are not willing to settle for bad health. They're not willing to settle for the fact that we're living in an unhealthy world and just succumbing to it and saying, oh, well, that's just the way of the world. No, I wanted to serve people who want to find health in an unhealthy world. So that's why I set up Alkaline Diet Health Tips, to serve this community and to serve you. So yes, I set Alkaline Diet Health Tips up in 2008. And from then, so where we are now, I've set the website up, 6 years ago now. In that time, I've been able to reach hundreds of thousands of people all around the world with the information about the alkaline diet, my free recipe book and my free video series and blog and newsletter. And I've built a subscriber community and client community of 15,000 people worldwide. And the beauty of that is that not only do I get my own results from following this diet, but I get to hear from other people, their results and their experience. And I tell you, some of the emails I get literally tens to hundreds of emails on a weekly basis from people saying, since I went to a more alkaline diet, I've come off my drugs that I've been on for 20 years, like prescription drugs. I've gone into remission from things like stage 4 cancer. I've not got diabetes anymore. I'm off diabetes drugs. My pain has gone. I've had arthritis for forever, and my pain is miraculously gone. It's amazing for me to hear this stuff. It's amazing for me to hear these stories and affirm further that this is the right diet. It doesn't matter what blood type you are. It doesn't matter what body type you are. This is a species-specific diet. Every other animal in the animal kingdom has a species-specific diet. You don't hear a dog saying to another dog, "Oh, I can't eat that bone because I've got a mesomorph body type, or I'm a blood type O." No. Animals eat the same food. All cows would prefer to eat grass, given the choice. So this diet, I'm convinced, will work for everybody. I'm sure there's no one in the world that would disagree with the statement that vegetables and fruits are good for us. Some people in the diet industry are doing a good job at convincing us that fruits are bad and fruits will make you fat and fruits are too sugary and all that. They're giving it a good go, but it's not really working. We all know, really, deep down, when you think about it, we know that bananas are good for us. We know that apples and pears are good for us. This is not the stuff that's going to give you cancer. Dentists' waiting rooms are not full of people with rotting teeth from fruit. Heart disease operation rooms are not full of people who are eating too much of this stuff, okay? You know it, I know it. So that's what my site is going to help you with. It's going to help you with resetting that balance, getting rid of all the crap that's been conditioning us for years about the paleo diet, and we're supposed to be on the primal paleo diet, eating lots of meat because that's what we did. No, we didn't. The amount of time we've been eating meat, represented on a 24-hour clock of human existence on this earth, represents 7 seconds that we've been eating meat. Okay, so we are designed for fruits and vegetables. We have teeth that are flat. Like every other herbivorous animal out there in the animal kingdom, we do not have long fangs to pierce animals, So anyway, you can check out my site for all this information, and I strongly recommend that you get my 10 mistakes report. Get that report. It's $7, which is about £4 if you're in the UK. Mega cheap. Get the report, read it. It will open your eyes. It will reset the balance and get rid of all the crap that you've heard out there about what is good and bad. This is the truth, okay? So, Just to end my story, I'm going to just say some of the benefits that I've had from this diet over the years. So obviously, you know, I've gone from being a smoker, unfit, slightly overweight, with no energy as a 19-year-old girl. Well, I'm now 34 years of age. I'm feeling fitter and healthier than ever. I've got good skin. I've got nice hair. I don't dye my hair. This is my natural colour. It's no grey. I'm a size 8 in the UK, so I've lost weight. I've trimmed down. I can run miles and miles without getting any injuries, without feeling too fatigued. Last weekend I ran 27 miles, and in all honesty, it was effortless. It was effortless. I did ache and I was tired afterwards, yes, but within a couple of days I was back at the gym training. I'm well conditioned and I'm able to do that amount of endurance running because of my diet. You have to fuel yourself the right way if you want to live an optimum lifestyle. People you see who get a lot of injuries and things from sport often are eating the wrong foods. So what else? Yeah, I mean, I'm 34. I regularly get told I look about 24. I've literally seen lines, wrinkle lines on my face disappear since I gave up smoking 10 years or 13 years ago. I've got less wrinkles now than I did then, which is, you know, it's just astonishing, really. And I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this because this is typical. On long-term, people who follow this diet long-term, this is typical results, okay? So you need to give it a bit of time. Don't just change your diet for a couple of weeks and say this didn't work for me, because when you make a change to your diet, like anything, when I gave up smoking, what was the first thing that happened? I started coughing lots and feeling worse. But we all know it would be ridiculous to turn around and say giving up smoking is bad for me. No, it's the smoking that was bad for me. And now my body has got a chance to heal. It's kicking out all the rubbish into my blood and into my system, and I'm processing it all out, okay? So the same thing will happen with diets. If you've been used to eating a lot of meat, a lot of dairy, a lot of fat, a lot of protein, a lot of frozen foods, a lot of cooked, processed foods, alcohol, smoking, pharmaceutical drugs, anything else like that, if you move to a more clean diet, the first thing that will happen will be you're going to have this retracing, as it's called, which is where your body gets a chance to go, thank you, we can get rid of this crap, and throw it out into your bloodstream and get rid of it, okay? So follow this diet, be patient. Check around my website. I hope my story has served to let you know a bit about my mission with this website and how I'm here to serve you, and hopefully inspire you to realise that I've not always been this fit person. Some people in my gym kind of say to me sometimes, oh, it's okay for you, you're very fit and this and that. I've been in a place of bad health and lethargy and no energy and all that as well. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. And it doesn't matter where you're starting from now, you can make some positive changes. So I would strongly recommend that you get my 10 mistakes report. Find out the way the land lies in terms of things that you could be doing wrong with your diet right now, and let's reset that balance. So thank you very much for listening. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know your story. What's been your path to health? Where are you now? Where do you want to go in the future? Leave me a comment. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.